Yes, good evening. I'll adopt the protocol that was laid down. My name is Joel Wegoye. I am the head of law reporting at the Judicial Training Institute. What you people commonly refer to as Ulii is what we refer to as law reporting in the judiciary of Uganda. But before I start, I'll introduce the members who have come with us. I have Her Worship Marlene Obizu. She's also part of the law reporting unit of the judiciary. We have Mr. Cornelius Kiyuba. He's in charge of many legislations at Ulii. And also we have Mr. Luswata Tony, who is the ICT trainer and also part of the Ulii team. Now, basically, I'll give you a brief introduction before I take you through snippets of. Let's have the homepage. Let's have the homepage. Basically, Ulii is Uganda Legal Information Institute. What we do, we offer free access to all legal materials. We are part of the free access to law movement. That is a number of law reporters across the world, be it in Africa or Europe. We believe that the law is a public good and it empowers people. That means they should freely access the same. But what we do as Ulii, we have about 5 products. We have legislations, judgments, gazettes, Hansards, but also you have to be aware that currently we also do all regional and international courts where Uganda is a party to, which means that we collect all those legal materials and we make them freely accessible to the public. Now, if you could scroll down a little. As you can see, we update our system. You can see now we have recent decisions and also we have recent legislations. And now you can see the most recent legislation is 25th June 2025, which means that we continuously update the system on a daily basis. Below we have the gazettes. We shall scroll down to the gazettes. Yes. Then below we have below the gazettes we have the courts in Uganda that report with us. You find that we have the apex courts. Those ones we consider them to be the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and the Constitutional Court. We also have all courts. That means all divisions and circuits of the High Court across the country. As far as Moroto, all cases are registered on time. A court like Moroto, we have all their cases and they're up to date on the system. That means if you want to search for cases according to different courts, you can easily find them on a daily basis. Let's go back to the top of the page. Now, on these products, we don't offer plain PDF documents. Like, let me say, if this Penal Code Act or the Constitution, we upload and leave the documents there. The idea around it, free access to the law, is not about giving you a PDF document. Even making you understand how the legislation speaks to the case law, speaks to the gazette, speaks to the Hansard, is free access to the law. So, because you have to get a complete understanding of the implications of these legislations, court cases. So we believe free access extends as far as that is concerned. Now I'm going to go through, and we cut across about 40 countries across the world. So if you thought that you're the only user in Uganda, as we cut across about 40 countries. Now, on the 40 countries, the farthest we have gone is in Nepal. There's a city called Kathmandu. I don't know if any of you have heard about it. That's as far as we stretch. Now, we also refer to that as judicial tourism because people are able to read our decisions anywhere, anytime. Now, in addition to that, I will look at decisions. Tony, let us go to the Supreme Court. Now, those are cases on the Supreme Court. And I would gladly say that we have 99% of the cases on the Supreme Court, because what we are doing in addition to maintaining the website, we have a robust system of data collection. Currently, we are collecting about 3,500 cases per quarter, which would mean in a year right now, we are looking at about 14,000 cases. Now, if you look at those cases, they are fly notes, case summaries. There is a full digest on each case we upload onto Ulii, but that is for another story. Let us go to the case of Uganda Motors. It's just there, 18th July. Now, as you can see from this case, it's a Supreme Court decision. But if you look at related documents, it confirms to you that it overturns the Court of Appeal decision. Now, initially, many of you did not know that the case has been overturned or upheld, but on Ulii currently, you're able to know that the case has been overturned or upheld. Tony, we shall click on the icon of overturns and try to trace for the Court of Appeal decision. As you can see, the Court of Appeal decision has been presented. You can see that the Court of Appeal upheld the High Court decision, and which means that the Supreme Court overturned both the Court of Appeal and the High Court decision. Now, these are features we've been adding onto the system as far as cases are concerned. Tony, we shall go back to the home page. The home page. Yes, go to advanced search. Now, we have both the general search and the advanced search system, but I would encourage members to learn how to use the advanced search system, because we receive a number of calls where people tell us they cannot find a decision, and we are aware that decision is on Ulii. So it is very important that you learn how to use the advanced search and also the general search system, and under what context. So let us go up. Let us try click on the home page again, the home page. Go to advanced search. Refresh that page and we see. Now I'll come back to that. Let us go to legislations and look at the Penal Code Act. Now, basically, this is one of the many legislations we have on Ulii, and I can inform the members that we've managed to update about 500 of the principal legislations. That is in the red volumes. What that means is that you're going to learn today that Ulii offers more than a mere PDF. We don't, editing one specific legislation can take you almost a week, because we give you the historical data of each piece of legislation. And you are aware that the Penal Code commenced in 1950. So, can you go back to the top? you go to history of that legislation. The online system is a little bit slower, so let's try, just be patient with it. Sorry about that. Now there is a problem with the online system, but you allow me speak to you about the system. Now, in this specific scenario, we are able to trace the legislative history of the Penal Code Act from 1950. You know, there was about 6 years ago, there was an amendment, which is in the 1950s. But you're all aware that the 2004, 2007, and the revision of 2023, then you look at the latest in the Penal Code, which is the corrigendum, that was passed in December last year. Now we have a more updated version of the Penal Code Act, even better than the current revised editions in the principal laws. Tony, let us go to control find 116. 116. Now, if you look at so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make an oral presentation concerning the system, because it seems the online system is lagging a little bit. Now we have on the 5 products I have told you, we report for all the African courts across the African continent and internationally, where Uganda is a party. You look at ESC, IACA. Our court case database stretches from 19 to today, which is 2025, to 1926. Currently, we have about 27,205 cases on Ulii, and every quarter, like I told you, we are doing 3,500 cases. This is not only the new cases, but we also include the old cases. Like right now, we discovered the oldest case in Uganda is 1902. That is, if any of you remembers the order in council of 1902, that is the oldest case in Uganda. We discovered them at the Chief Magistrate's Court in Mengo and also in the National Archives. And that one will be on Ulii within the next 2 months, because we have an exercise to trace for all the oldest cases in the country. Now, we don't only report different courts within the country. I told you we also do tribunals, Uganda Human Rights Tribunal, Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and many others. I know we report for about 9 tribunals. Now, the idea about this reporting is not only that you read the cases, but it's supposed to help us with data analytics. When I speak about data analytics, I know most of you understand the same. The idea around it is that it informs decision making, it informs trainings, even for lawyers, judicial officers, and even the general public. Because of the data we have, we can use them for trainings. Secondly, I have showed you we interlink the cases, but we don't only interlink cases like from the lowest court to the highest court. We also interlink cases within the laws. What I mean by this, that if you're reading your case, you don't have to open a law. You'll find the section hyperlinked within the specific decision you are reading. So it will ease your reading of the what? Of the decision you're reading, whatever decision you're reading. Then secondly, you look at the parliamentary Hansard. I know earlier on today morning, a presenter mentioned the Parliamentary Watch website that has the parliamentary Hansards. However, on Ulii, we don't only upload and dump the Hansards there. What we do is that if a court case speaks to the parliamentary Hansard, we are able to merge the parliamentary Hansard with the court case. That means if you're reading the decision, you get the parliamentary Hansard, you get the decision, and any other application that is arising out of that decision within one space. Now, that is the next generation of the data. We also look at things like, now those are the Hansards on Ulii that we have. Tony, click for me the one of 18th April 2007. Now, if you look at that parliamentary Hansard of 18th April 2007, it tells you that the parliamentary Hansard is discussed in that specific court decision. You understand? That means if you read the Hansard and you read the decision, you'll get to know the intention of Parliament and the intention of the court within that specific area. So I don't know if you remember the argument that was on social media about defilement or rape, or why the definition of the word girl should be included in the definition of rape. Now, the reason we attach the Hansard is to iron out such things, because you'll know if indeed Parliament intended for the word girl to appear in the definition of rape. You get it? So Ulii makes it very easy for you. You don't have to go and look for the Hansard. We look for that specific Hansard, attach it to the case, and you can see. Yeah. Now, because of the lagging of the system, I'll request that if any members here require a comprehensive explanation as far as Ulii is concerned, we can go to the booth and find the same. But what I'm going to tell you is what do I think the future of law reporting is. Within a month or two, we are going to launch a product that is called Street Law or Pocket Law. You will be able to access all the data on Ulii without the internet, as long as you have the application. That is the future of law reporting. Right now, you need data to access the system, but we are saying you won't need any data. The reason for this is that when you're in Kampala, you will find it easy to access Ulii. But now we are looking at lawyers in Kisoro, at Yak, and many areas of the country. Now, we are trying to address that concern, that even a person in the village is able to access Ulii without the internet. Now, the challenge in Uganda on another concept of the system speaking to the local man, the Ulii system is able to speak to the local man in the local language. That's another product you're going to be seeing in the future. The challenge we have in Uganda, we have many languages and you cannot choose which official language to use on the system. But in Tanzania, the Tanzli system is already speaking to the local person in Kiswahili. That means there is no lawyer needed to actually explain to someone about a case. The AI system on the platform will be able to explain to the person what the case does in the simplest terms. Secondly, we are going to look at collaboration, and this is where I think the ULS comes in. If you look at what happened in Tanzania, Kenya, right now what is happening is that Tanzli merged the Law Reform Commission, they merged their first parliamentary council, their law, Tanganyika Law Society, and civil society into one unit. And those units own what they call Tansley. The reason behind it is that this is common property for all of us. It doesn't benefit only one person, it benefits all of us. You find that these days everyone is trying to create a product. Even when there's an existing product, everyone is trying to say, I can develop a better product. But why don't we stop and build one product as a national asset? That's why you see Tanzania started in 2019, and right now they are almost the leading law reporters in Africa. Currently, Uganda competes with Tanzania and Kenya. We are ahead of South Africa in terms of law reporting. Then that is the future of law reporting, but there is something very important I want to show you on Ulii. Ulii allows you to edit decisions privately. It won't affect the public outlook of that specific decision, but privately, when you're reading a decision, you can make personal notes within that decision. And if you come back to those specific notes, even after 2 years, you'll have your notes. That means if you have a case, like cases take a long period in court, you can come back to the same court, to the same case, and those notes will be there. Tony will help us demonstrate that. Maybe you log out of the account. Now, if anyone, I would ask the members here to try and follow this. Now, Ulii allows you to log into the system and open an account. Tony, you can demonstrate the login. Now there he has tried to log in. He's going to log in with his credentials. Normally you use your Gmail account or your Yahoo account to log in on any other account you use. Now you can follow the process on your phones to log into Ulii, because I'm going to tell you the importance of doing it. Now he has logged in, you can click on my account. Now you see that he has logged into his account. Go to my Ulii. Now my Ulii means that's your private space. Even me, I cannot access it as an administrator. Because of privacy concerns, we don't access that space. Now why this space is very important, that if you're reading a decision and you want to come back to that decision later, you're able to save that decision there. But like I told you, you can make private notes within a specific decision. Tony, you can demonstrate that icon. We shall go back to the home page and use the first case that was uploaded yesterday. Now, before I go to the editing of a decision, Tony, you scroll down to a case summary. Now you click read full summary. Yes, now without an account on Ulii, you cannot access this summary. But remember, the account is free of charge. But if you have an account on Ulii, you'll be able to access a full case digest of every case, because there is an AI system that was trained specifically for legal analytics, and that's what we use. And it's customized to all these across Africa. Now each case is digested within 30 seconds of being uploaded. Now the idea is that all cases will be digested, and you won't need any other thing. It will give you the case summary. Turn and scroll down, the issues in the case, the holding, and the orders. Now, even if a case is 200 pages, it will be digested. That means even if you're the laziest person, at least you can take 2 minutes to read the what? A decision. So that's the idea around it. Then if this impresses you, you can read the entire decision. Now this is now what they call really free access to the law, because I'm sure no one here has ever paid to access Ulii as a system. But these improvements are being done for you every day and day by day. Tony, we shall go back. Now, like I told you, go back to my account app. No, go back to, no, Tony, show them how to highlight a section of the case, the decision. Go down, no, go and click on the same decision. Yes, go down to the decision itself. Just try refreshing the page. That's not it loaded. Don't you scroll down? I'm sure the internet has a problem. We can go back to the home page, look at the next decision and see if it will load fully. Let us do the decision of Kayondo William. Now, since the system here has a problem, I'll just explain that aspect. What the system allows you to do is to make private notes within that decision. And the moment you make a private note, that decision is saved into your documents. That means you can come back to the same position even after a long time. But if we go back to, could we just go to my account, Tony? I'll explain it orally. Now, if you look at saved documents, like I've told you, if you write within a decision or you make personal notes on a decision, it will be able to assist you there. Then secondly, you're able to get real-time alerts. Once you're handling a decision or you want a decision on a particular concept of the law and you put in such alerts, you just do that and you go and sleep. Then you wait for a message on your email. If you want a decision on bona fide purchaser, a decision on murder, rape, defilement, you just type in there anything you want. And when the system searches for that specific thing, you'll be able to get an email alert. That means the system is doing for you research while you're doing other things. So you're able to do that in my Ulii account. But because the system here has issues, we can explain that at our booth, the Ulii booth, because half of what I was supposed to say has not been said because of the system here. So thank you very much. I don't know if I have any questions as far as the system is concerned. Yes, please.
The magisterial decisions are not binding on any courts, but I have a feeling that they make some contribution to the justice system. I do not know what the judiciary or the what you're thinking about around the making, because we have the high court decisions there and the other courts of precedent. But I'm wondering, why can't we, for maybe reasons of creating transparency, a decision comes out and it can be able to, since we now have more developments in technology, I feel that we can get there. Then the other question is, I was very sure initially that the revised laws were not there, but I found that some of them are there, but some are not there. I found that the penal code is there, but I didn't find laws like the Public Finance Management Act, the revised one, but the 2015 version is there. I don't know if maybe some of those are being worked on. Then the last one is the integration of systems. We had systems like IACA that would be reporting probably from maybe various jurisdictions. But I'm trying to wonder if there are developments that relate to Ulii being integrated with other systems, maybe the Tanzania, the Kenyan, something like that, so that it is easy for Ugandan users to be able to access that information with great ease. Thank you.
So I'll respond to 2 questions, and my colleague, Her Worship Marlin, will respond to 1. About IACA, Tony, you help me click on the African Union and EAC. Now, those are the regional and international courts we report on, and IACA is among them. That means you have East African Community, you have East African Court of Justice, you have East African Court of Appeal, and I think that's what you're referring to as IACA. It's actually on Ulii. We have the African Court on Human and People's Rights, African Commission on Human and People's Rights, and we have the AU charters and treaties on Ulii. It's just that because of the challenges with the internet here, I'm not able to go through the full presentation. So we have all the courts across Africa. And like I told you earlier on, our database stretches from the current one, 2025 to 1926. And in a few months, we are going to stretch it to 1902. Then Marlin will help us respond on the issue of magistrates.
Thank you very much. On the issue of the decisions by the magistrates courts, this issue is under discussion. Actually, when I was at the booth, I think I had about 3 people who came and asked, oh, why don't we have these decisions on Ulii? But it is under discussion, because you see that even when we have a high court decision on Ulii, you find it's an appeal, for example, emanating from a magistrates court decision. I think it will also be important to understand, how did this matter actually reach the high court? What decision was there? You may not get the full understanding of it if it's actually not there. So it is under discussion, and we hope that in the near future we'll be having these decisions on Ulii. Thank you.
There's another question here.
Thank you. My question is, these days, definitely when we're at law school and in practice, we know that Supreme Court decisions and Court of Appeal take precedence over the rest. So when you're searching, you prefer to be taken to a Supreme Court decision. But when you go to Ulii and maybe you're searching an aspect and you put in a Ugandan Supreme Court decision on, let's say, fraud, then instead Ulii gives you high court decisions only. You try by all means, but you can't. You only get decisions by high court. I don't know whether it is me who experiences that alone, but I find it a little bit disturbing. You can actually search many times, but you will not get a Supreme Court decision. You'll only be flooded by high court decisions.
Now Tony, can you go to the homepage of Ulii? I'm going to try to be practical. Let us pray the internet works this time, because I can best explain that by going through the system. Now we have the general search and the advanced search system, but I'm almost certain that you use the general search all the time, depending on the question you've asked. So you said you search for Supreme Court on fraud. Tony, type Supreme Court decisions on fraud. You press search. No, when you're using the general search, even if you misspell a word, it's the general search. It gives you everything, garbage in, garbage out. So it has no issue. Now the network still has an issue here, but I would request that we shall go to the booth, but let me try to explain it. When you do a general search like you've just said, what happens is that you've requested it to give you data on any court, because you remember that on fraud, there are some high court cases that quote Supreme Court decisions, which means it will give you everything as long as you're using the general search. But on the Ulii system, on the left-hand corner, you're able to filter that research by different courts, by different years. So if the system had worked, because actually the problem is actually not on the website. The problem is, I think, because the system here is not as good as the one up there. You understand? So the Ulii system, if it had the internet was okay, we would be able to see on the left-hand corner. After doing in that your search request, on the left-hand corner, you'll be able to see, yeah. That means if you want a case on Supreme Court fraud, you'll be able to say, I want a case on Supreme Court fraud of 2025. That means if you click 2025, it will give you only the decisions of 2025. Then it will give you the different courts also, plus all the regional and international courts we are looking at, because the search item does not specifically restrict you to all cases in Uganda. It also goes across that. So you'll be able to say, like you can see there, it has given you the years. You understand? So if you choose 1987 or 2025, it will be giving you cases of only that year concerning your search request. Now, if you look at the left-hand corner, it gives you different judges who have written anything to do with your search request. That means even when you want a specific judge who has written about your search request, you can choose. But then you also see topics. You get it? So even within the topics on Ulii, you're able to see that this was discussed in such a topic. You get it? Then you can also see, scroll down. You can also choose the alphabetical order. But also that specific section will be able to tell you, do you want search results of the Supreme Court? And you'll be able to use the Supreme Court. So it is that efficient, the system. It's just knowing that when you put in a search request, you look at the left-hand corner. Then that's when you'll particularly choose exactly what you want. It will tell you, do you want Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, High Court, Constitutional Court? So you'll be the one to choose. So when you're using the general search, you have to look at the filters on the sides to know exactly what you're going to get. Thank you very much.
There is one more here. Do we start with?
Thank you. My concern is about uploading of election petition judgments.
Yeah.
Recently, I was carrying out a research on the judgments by the Court of Appeal, election petitions. And I realized that I couldn't get most of them on Ulii, even our registry. My question is, how far have you gone to ensure that you upload the 2021-2022 election petitions? Thank you.
Like I said earlier, our process of collecting data does not only include new cases. We also stretch backwards. Every quarter we go to a particular archive and we look for cases. Now, however all the document order stays it, we get it. Now we have, in preparation for the election cycle, we have started uploading all decisions electoral concerned. And if you can check on Ulii currently, I'm sure you will find that most decisions have been uploaded of 2021. And I think the last we uploaded was before we came here on Wednesday, the one that was passed by Justice Philip Odoki concerning Jim West in the High Court of Kabale. That decision, we managed to trace for it from the specific judge, because if we realize the decision was passed and we have no copy, we contact the specific judge to send us a copy of the decision and we upload it. So we are in the process of uploading most, and I'm sure most. If today morning I had written on a group that I wanted 2 cases, one of Biziruwako and one of Francis Babu against Lukwago of 2016. And I managed to get both decisions today, and they are all uploaded on Ulii. So we are in a process of data collection that is very aggressive. So probably in the next 1 or 2 months, you won't have any missing election petitions, whether 2021, and we're not only dealing with 2021, we're dealing also with 2006, 2011, 2016, all of them. We're tracing for all of them. Thank you very much.
One more here.
Mine is not a question, it's an appreciation. Thank you for teaching us about the advanced search, because the council was talking about any case on fraud on Supreme Court, I tried using my phone and I found the cases. Thank you very much. And then more appreciation goes to back. I think like during COVID time, those years, they used to we could see judges upload. Oh, you guys, I don't know if it's you who used to upload. Other judges could send it to you as it is. Judgments without signatures of judges. But now I'm seeing that trend is going away. We appreciate you for putting more effort on the judges to send us judgments which are signed. Yes, because people used to have issues, the public, like, are you going to really rely on a case that is not signed? But of course you would say it is this judge, but okay, but thank you for that improvement.
Yes. Maybe I could also add, we are trying to discussing how we can merge ECMIS and Ulii to remove the manual uploads. That means if a judge passes a decision, the API, once the API of Ulii and the API of ECMIS are merged together, they speak to themselves, which means that when a judge sends you a decision, it is automatically uploaded on the Ulii system, which is that if you're handling a case, it will also be important for you to log into and open an account so that you can track your cases even on Ulii, because the Ulii will send a message to your email address and tell you your case has been delivered. Yes.
Do we have any other question?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My question goes to, I don't know whether it also applies, but there are some cases that always at the end, they have the word unreported. So for such cases, is there any hope that they'll also be found and uploaded, or for them, the fact that they're unreported, we can never trace them? Because in most cases, they are locus cases and they're relied on in a lot of judgments, but you can never find a standalone document for that particular case.
Yes, I know about that challenge. And like you see, many cases in the HCPs are very hard to come by, the original copies. But we are, like I told you, we are tracing for all those cases. Like now I told you, we have discussed our cases until from 1970 to 1902 at the National Archives and the Mengo Chief Magistrates Court, which would mean those are the original case files. Like you remember last week when the ruling on the bail application for Kiza Besje came out, there was an NHCB case that was attached. You get it? And if you try to trace for the original case, you cannot find it. But we are hoping through this exercise, we can come across all those sections, all those cases, sorry. But also, this other section on Ulii, I want you to look at the screen. This is a section on Ulii that is being incorporated. What does it do for you? It will tell you any section of the law that has been rendered unconstitutional by the Constitutional Court. So that when you're reading, you know where not to go and where to go. Now, the advantage of this, it will also inform you whether government has taken any steps to rectify the unconstitutionality. So this will be good for both government and the researchers. Yes.
Thank you very much, the team from the Judicial Institute. Mine is a recommendation. It would be I know it's idealistic, but since we are being kept optimistic by the different initiatives that are coming up, it would be good if it is a holistic migration. Like you suggested about the ECMIS and Ulii, it would be very good for the council to experience such, such an initiative where it's not just for Ulii and ECMIS, and also the other services that are provided in the judiciary, because most of the time council is seen as unproductive for a reason which is not their cause, but the institutions we work with are not as proactive. So it is just a recommendation.
Yes,
and I'm praying it can be executed.
Yes, thank you very much. Allow me to add something onto the recommendation. About 2 years ago, when we had just gone to Ulii, we went to different stakeholders. The idea around it was that different stakeholders, much like is in Tanzania and Kenya, to produce one product, which means law society, civil society, and different stakeholders. Now, the idea around it is that the system as Ulii is free of charge, it is accessible. But you realize that it is being provided free of charge. And who owns it? It is the judiciary. The idea around it, what I'm trying to say is that the best concept would be that, and don't get me wrong, I'm not speaking for the judiciary or any other entity. If I was a lawyer, I would want to partner with Ulii and provide the service for free to the lawyers, because this is the primary tool for any lawyer in the country. As long as you give them this tool, you won't even go and quarrel about welfare. Get it? So the idea would be that if the ULS can collaborate with the judiciary in providing this service, but now those are negotiations between the judiciary and the ULS, and probably I wouldn't be part of them, but that's an idea for ULS, because the system is already in place, the judiciary is offering it, but can the ULS start a discussion around it, whether it is possible to collaborate with the judiciary and provide this service, so that when you make recommendations, you make them as ULS and say, I want this recommendation, I want the other recommendation. Like I told you, we are launching a product called Pocket Law, Street Law, and we shall even offer it for free of charge, not only to the judicial officers, but also to the advocates. So the idea is, I would say that the council needs to start that discussion around the concept, how can we collaborate, maybe with the ECMIS, with Ulii, and many other stakeholders, so that they can take the benefit of all these systems. But because if you do not come and say, can we collaborate, it won't be there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our presenter, the team from Judicial Studies Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another round of applause. I am sure we benefited a lot from this session. Many of us have been using it. Myself, I've been using it, but I didn't know some of these features. Maybe by request, I would request they be organizing for us some webinar Zoom sessions for more of these trainings. He has advised us on how to create accounts. Personally, I have not created one. I don't know if you have done so. Have you people created your personal accounts on Ulii? Yes. We are going to. So that's why I think we need more trainings of this. Yeah, we need more. We shall ask the team kindly to consider us. You can always share the Zoom link with the Uganda Law Society, maybe once or twice in a month.
Maybe to address you in the trainings for Law Society. We had an initial training where we trained about 2,000 lawyers, but I'm very certain that the lawyers came to get free CLE points. They did not know the importance of the data on Ulii. But we are in a discussion with the Law Society to have quarterly trainings as far as the system is concerned. Because this is a system, when I sleep at night and I wake up after 2 hours, I find a new future. You get it? So we are ever evolving. But we are supposed to, the Law Society had started a discussion around signing an MOU with the Judicial Training Institute, where we can have free CLE trainings for Ulii. Now, the reason us we do free CLE trainings is because we offer the product for free. So you cannot come to us and say, we are going to charge you to train you. So we hope that the discussion will bear fruit, so that every quarter you will have a free Ulii training, as far as the system is concerned, as far as all the developments are concerned. But also, I urge members, and maybe when you talk to your colleagues as far as trainings are concerned, when the Ulii system is being trained, like when it's being taught about, please take heed of all these developments, because they don't assist me, because me, I know the system. They'll assist you, the user, because me, as a judicial officer, I'm not looking for clients. For you, you're looking for clients. That means you need to be as efficient as possible. Yes.
Thank you very much. That's great. Let's appreciate that. So, sir, I promise you we shall attend without asking for CLE trainings. Once you're able to get a case, you win a case in court, you will earn money, you will have money for the CLEs. So let's embrace these trainings without asking for CLEs. I thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this session. We are going to go back to the main room. I don't know whether the team is done, but you're supposed to go for the raffle draw. You could be the winner of the Benz when you're here. Please go to the main room. If the team has already dispersed, then we shall go for the cocktail and gala dinner. Thank you very much.